My name is Remi and I am a spoken word poet from Milton Keynes. I started poetry as a way to sort of express myself, especially just get out my emotions and feelings. So a lot of my poetry is anecdotal and has a lot to do with my identity as both being black and queer and being a young person in England and sort of navigating that and what that looks like for me. Started performing in 2022, late 2022, around November, in and around London, and I've been writing since I was 13. I think I published my first little small poem in a collection when I was 13 years old. I love poetry because of how interactive it is with the audience, the natural call and response that comes with the spoken word performance, and I want to explore the different ways that conversation can be had. Something I like to develop in terms of my creative practice is the methods and formats in which I present my poetry. Live performance, I want to explore the use of movement and sound in order to aid the progression of my poetry. And in terms of my digital presence, I'd love to explore creating more of a narrative and linear story with my poetry. Taking inspiration from thought-provoking web series like People Watching on YouTube and Eavesdropping on Instagram and TikTok. They create self-contained stories that branch out into a wider universe that is meant to be consumed via social media. So I'm focusing on gaining a firmer understanding of the film and editing process to properly execute my vision. More than anything else, what I'm hoping to do is create a space that celebrates MK poets, MK creatives, and allows them a chance to showcase their art regardless of the level of perfect or refined it's at. A place where you can get feedback and experiment and explore, because that's really the way you hone in your craft. And whether that exists in the format of a open mic night or a workshop setting, I would love to be able to develop that further. I've definitely built my confidence and stage presence when it comes to performing. However, I would love to increase my experience performing live and create a clearer voice for myself as a poet overall. My two main barriers are geographic and financial. Milton Keynes has a growing culture and community industry. However, opportunities locally for young emerging creators are far and few, especially with poetry. Consistency is important in live performance, and the limitation of distance, along with the increasing price tag that comes with transport costs, creates such a huge hurdle to attending open mics and other opportunities in the surrounding cities. Current financial situation, it's hard to balance making a livable wage with developing my creative practice. In terms of what I would do if I was allocated the funding, I'd take the leap in starting an open mic night in Milton Keynes. I think just even an initial night would help me in terms of understanding how much it takes to run a program like that, whether it can sustain itself long term, and sort of an idea of the kind of reach I have in terms of creating a close local community event. I would use it to supplement transport costs to and from opportunities in London, Birmingham, and wherever surrounding, and really take that load off in terms of being able to get there and be in those rooms. I'd also take a portion of the funds towards some equipment like a camera and a lens. This funding would give me the ability to focus on my creative practice without having to weigh what I may have to sacrifice.